Alright, what is up, people? Curtis here, and welcome to Informed Tourist. We're diving headfirst into the deep, dark, murky waters of the American hotel industry. Ever booked a room online, saw those glossy photos and thought, yeah, this is the one, only to show up to something that looks like a set piece from a horror film? We've all been there. But what if I told you some places aren't just bad, they're legendary, for all the wrong reasons? Today we're pulling back the stained, moldy curtains on the worst hotels in America, a traveler's nightmare. We're going on a tour, a virtual journey through establishments that have left travelers scarred, itchy, and probably in need of a tetanus shot. These aren't just one-off bad reviews, these are places that have consistently, spectacularly failed at the one thing they're supposed to do, provide a safe, clean place to sleep. And stick around, because at the end of this video, I'm going to share a shocking truth about these nightmare stays that you absolutely will not see coming. This isn't just about gawking at disaster zones, this is about being a tourist. We're going to explore what makes these hotels so infamous, the real stories from people who survived them, and how these places even continue to exist. We're talking about everything from biohazard-level filth to criminal activity, all wrapped up with a bow of terrible customer service. So buckle up, because this is going to be a bumpy and frankly disgusting ride. Before we completely dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Informed Tourist AI for more thrilling travel insights. Now, let's continue. First up, the infamous Hotel Carter in New York City, right in the heart of Times Square. You'd think, prime location, gotta be at least decent, right? Wrong. This place wasn't just affordable, it was a cautionary tale whispered among backpackers and budget travelers for years. It became notorious, not for its Broadway proximity, but for a laundry list of horrors that would make a seasoned paranormal investigator pack their bags and run. We're talking headlines involving murder, pervasive mold that probably had its own ecosystem, and get this, a rat reportedly the size of a small dog. Imagine checking in, expecting the glitz of NYC, and your roommate is a rodent that could star in its own creature feature. One traveler called it a crime scene with a concierge. Another guest said, the only thing worse than the room was the feeling I wouldn't make it out alive. This isn't just about a bit of dust or a lumpy mattress. We're talking about a fundamental breakdown of what a hotel is supposed to be, a safe haven. Instead, guests felt like they were rolling the dice with their health and personal safety every single night. And the accolades? Oh, it won awards, alright. TripAdvisor's dirtiest hotel in America. Not once, not twice, but 3 years in a row. 3 consecutive years. It's since closed and is supposedly being redeveloped, but its legacy as one of America's worst? That's going to stick around longer than any bedbug infestation. Next stop on our tour of terror, Las Vegas, Sin City, where fortunes are won and lost. And apparently where your will to live can be seriously tested if you book a room at the OYO Gateway Motel. Now, OYO is a huge chain, often associated with budget-friendly options. But budget-friendly should not mean biohazard-friendly. And that's where this particular gateway seemed to excel, according to the horror stories. Travelers didn't just describe it as bad. They painted a picture of a place that was the physical embodiment of a 3-day bender hangover. Imagine this. You're in Vegas, ready to hit the strip, maybe see a show. You check into your room, and you're greeted by blood-stained sheets. Not a little spot, but enough to make you wonder if you stumbled onto a very, very low-budget horror movie set. Then, your eyes wander to the broken furniture, looking like it lost a fight with a very angry, very strong previous guest. Now let's head over to the beautiful city of San Francisco, home of the Golden Gate Alcatraz, and apparently, the Civic Center Inn, a place where guests reported that the rooms looked like they hadn't seen a vacuum cleaner, or any cleaning supplies for that matter since the actual gold rush. That's not just old, that's historically filthy. We're talking layers of grime that could probably be carbon dated. You expect a certain vintage charm in San Francisco, but this sounds less charming and more actively decomposing. Let's run down the checklist of horrors, shall we? Bedbugs. A resounding itchy check. These unwanted roommates were reportedly so prevalent that guests felt like they were part of an all-you-can-eat buffet. Nothing says good morning San Francisco like waking up covered in welts. Rude staff, another big check. Jack London Inn, Oakland furry mold and broken dreams. Across the bay from San Francisco and Oakland we find our next contender, the Jack London Inn. Named after a famous author known for tales of adventure and survival. And survival seems to be the operative word for anyone who dared to stay here, if the reviews are anything to go by. This wasn't just about a lack of luxury, this was about a fundamental lack of basic, functioning amenities, and a shocking level of, well, biological growth where it definitely shouldn't be. Reviewers reported a trifecta of terror moldy fridges, toilets that leak, and heaters that were apparently more for show, like museum displays of what a heater used to look like, rather than functional appliances designed to, heat the room. Imagine checking in on a cold Bay Area night, dreaming of a warm, cozy room, only to find your heater is merely a decorative, non-functional metal box. The chill would be more than just physical. Feel a tickle, a movement. You brush it off half asleep. Girasol Apartments, Miami Beach, sun, sand and burglary. Let's jet down to sunny Miami Beach where you dream of turquoise waters, Art Deco architecture and vibrant nightlife. The Girasol Apartments promise that beachfront vibe, the kind of place where you can practically taste the salt in the air from your balcony. Unfortunately for some guests, what it delivered was a cocktail of crime, critters and creeping dread. Instead of relaxation, they got a front row seat to a different kind of Miami experience: burglary, mold and ants on relentless patrol. Imagine this, you're on vacation, soaking up the Florida sun, maybe you've just come back from a swim. You return to your apartment expecting to relax, only to find your belongings have been rifled through, valuables gone. That dream vacation instantly curdles into a nightmare. Next, we're hitting Virginia Beach, a classic American vacation spot. Families flock here for the boardwalk, the ocean, the fun. But if you checked into the Tropicana Resort Hotel during its dark days, your fun might have involved an unexpected trip to the local supermarket. Why? Because according to guests, the rooms were so profoundly dirty that they felt compelled to leave the hotel, purchase their own cleaning supplies and scrub the place down themselves. Think about that for a second. You're on vacation, you've paid for a room, and instead of relaxing or hitting the beach, you're in aisle 5, debating the merits of extra-strength bleach versus industrial-grade disinfectant. Boulevard Hotel Miami Beach, a stab in the dark. We're back in Miami Beach and folks, this next one is a doozy. The Boulevard Hotel. It sounds chic, doesn't it? The Boulevard. Conjures images of strolling down a glamorous avenue. But the reality, for at least one unlucky guest, was less glamorous stroll and more painful impalement. This hotel should come with a disclaimer, a very specific, very alarming warning. Caution, your stay may result in unexpected sharp objects in sensitive areas because yes, we're talking about a real review that included the phrase, "I was stabbed in the butt." Let that sink in. Cecil Hotel Los Angeles, a legacy of darkness. Our penultimate stop takes us to Los Angeles and to a hotel with a reputation so dark, so infamous, it's become the stuff of urban legends, documentaries, and countless internet deep dives, the Cecil Hotel. Now it's important to note that the Cecil has since been rebranded and repurposed, aiming to shed its grim past, most recently as affordable housing. But for decades it was a name synonymous with the sinister underbelly of LA, a place where the walls didn't just have ears, they probably had therapy sessions. The history of the Cecil Hotel is a long and shadowed one. It's been the site of numerous murders, unexplained deaths, and a string of suicides that cast a permanent pall over its reputation. It's the kind of place where every creaking floorboard, every flickering light, could feel loaded with tragic history. The most widely publicized recent event was the eerie and heartbreaking death of Elisa Lam, a young tourist whose body was found in one of the hotel's rooftop water tanks, a case that baffled investigators and captivated amateur sleuths worldwide. C Street Inn, San Diego, condemned and evacuated. For our final exhibit in this museum of misery, we head down to sunny San Diego to the C Street Inn. Now, most of the hotels on this list have earned their infamy through a long, slow burn of terrible reviews and horrifying guest experiences. But the C Street Inn? This one went out in a blaze of glory, or rather, a blaze of public health violations so severe that the city literally had to step in and shut it down. We're talking a full-scale evacuation. That's next-level bad. Imagine being a guest or even a long-term resident, and suddenly city officials are knocking on your door telling you that you have to leave immediately. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour through some of America's most notorious hotel nightmares. From furry mold to uninvited rodent roommates, from crime scenes with concierges to places literally condemned by the city. It's a lot to take in and frankly, it's pretty disgusting. But I promised you a surprising fact, a secret, a shocking truth at the end of this. And here it is. The most shocking truth isn't just how bad these specific places were, but how many more like them are still out there, operating in the shadows, preying on unsuspecting travelers. The real secret is that the line between a bad review and a health hazard can be terrifyingly thin, and often, the worst experiences go unreported, or are buried under a mountain of fake positive reviews. The true horror isn't just one hotel, it's the system that allows such places to persist. Thank you for watching Informed Tourist AI. Please like and subscribe to help me with these damn algorithms, and it helps my channel grow, and I truly want this channel to become my retirement enjoyment. Now do enjoy this next video I made just for you. Travel safe.